I love the sport. I love running. Crossing the finish line or finishing a hard workout with your teammates, that feeling is incomparable to any other sport.
Rowing is probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Not only does it allow me to support myself and my own education, but I've met some of the best people I've ever met through this sport.
Running is definitely my life. I mean, I've been a runner for 10 years now.
Since high school, I knew I wanted to row in college, and it was a pretty big part of my college decision of where I wanted to go. Right before weights, we got a text and an email from Craig Pinton saying like, hey, we have an important announcement at 5:30. Everyone, you gotta be there.
We weren't sure what it was gonna be about, but we kind of were a little uneasy once we found out that there was only 3 teams called to the meeting.
At the end of the day, I was like, oh, like there's no way he would call us into a room with 2 hours notice and cut our entire program. But that's exactly what happened.
As soon as he said it, I remember like I just got like an immediate stomach ache, and I was just like, I had so much anxiety because I was just thinking it's over.
The announcement felt very calculated to me.
Craig gave us the opportunity to ask some questions, but he was very vague in his answers, so that was kind of like led us to more questions.
And we're just gonna assume that all of those funds are going to places where they normally go, into like, you know, the basketball team, and no one wants to say that because it's not the athlete's fault, it's not even the coach's fault. But if we're not told where those funds are going and it's not made clear to us, that's something that we're gonna assume.
I was still kind of processing it and didn't really understand what was going on. But the moment it hit me was whenever I called my dad, and I actually had to like tell him what just happened, and it was when actually like, it fully hit me. Like that whole night, I pretty much just spent it talking to friends, family, and trying to like figure out what I was gonna do and what this kind of meant for my future.
Just like looking at the Lion logo and looking at LMU branding everywhere on campus, it has an entirely different meaning now. You know, it just sucks to see it. Like we don't even say Lions on you, like we say rowing on two, because you know we don't want to be supporting our school anymore if they're not going to support us.
After that, I was almost embarrassed to wear LMU clothing because I felt like we were just let down. But now I'm proud to wear LMU because I stand for something greater than what the athletic director did to us. I stand for this team, and I stand for who these people are.
And I've met some great people here with who share the same passion, the same competitive drive. And even though we're part of a team that's given, I'd say less, I'd say we've always done like a lot more with that little that we've gotten.
We have fostered this amazing environment of amazing people that have so much heart and passion for this sport. We have so much respect for each other.
We won't have as many resources as, you know, the big name, the more popular sports, but we still do a lot, and we get it done, and you know, we are successful.
It's not gonna be a team if half of my team transfers, and that's the sad reality.
Basically, like, you know, the news, we heard it on Tuesday, and on Thursday morning, I immediately hopped in the transfer portal. I'm pretty much set on not returning to LMU next semester.
So I think to look at this as an opportunity to explore other options is something that I think was probably one of the biggest pieces of advice my coaches gave me.
I'm not gonna try and move on from this, but I think I also have to be realistic. So, you know, there are gonna be, I do have to keep my options open. You know, I'm a sophomore.
So LMU is a community that has a mission, and part of that mission is standing for social injustices. And I'm gonna stand here right now and stand for this team and the teams that have been cut.
I cannot imagine leaving LMU because of everything that I have invested in this. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight. I'm not going to go out without a fight.
The biggest thing that we're trying to do here is make people aware, educate people, inform people, get people to stand by us and help us reinstate these teams.
Speaking out, signing petitions is probably the most important thing.
There's definitely going to be some backlash, and I'm really hoping that the community can just come together and, you know, the parents and coaches of all the sports that got cut can work together to hopefully reinstate the programs.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect people to rally behind us like they did.
I've had like people who I don't even know reach out to me on Instagram and be like, hey, like I'm here if you need anything.
For them to really empathize with us and to really, you know, get behind us and say, hey, this is wrong and we're not gonna just stand for this.
Probably the biggest thing that could steer anything in like the right direction is just the continued support.
And it would be great to see that continued support as we go through our final track season.
I love this team. I want this team to be here, and I want this team to be here when I'm gone.
Something that we take away from the sport and apply to real life is perseverance. So we're going to persevere and we're going to fight for what matters, and that's what we do every single day in this sport.